Hello, everyone. It's always a little bittersweet saying goodbye to these places. I mean, I'm not going to pretend that this was the Ritz or anything, but I'm still going to miss it. I mean, I had, like, the Bay View right out there. It's so sad. But, yeah, this is, the 31st is my last day here, and I'll be moving out then, and that'll be the end of the vlogs for a while. It's, the next time you see me, hopefully I will have a full-time job. So, yeah, cross your fingers for me. Anything of interest? I had plans to talk about something. I actually planned a rant of sorts for this last vlog, and, you know, I don't want to do that. I don't want to end 2016 on a negative note. There's been far too much negativity, so I'm just going to be doing what I usually do. What I've been doing for the past few vlogs, and that's just, you know, reminiscences of stuff when I was a kid. Because I know you people love that nostalgic stuff. And so, more nostalgia from me, and just, you know, general, I mean, I was just talking about, you know, general things about, you know, stuff we would do when we were kids, and you know, we just make up games when we were kids, because there weren't, I mean, there were video games, but I already told you about Sprint 2, and Sprint 2 sucked. I wonder what Sprint 1 was like. It was probably even worse, obviously. But yeah, we had stuff like that. We had Pong, we had Breakout, and all those. Well, Breakout didn't suck. I think Breakout might have been the first video game that didn't suck, because it had all those pretty rainbow colors in there. Although, I remember, I actually didn't come out, because I was used to the video pinball version of Breakout. I was surprised to find that the original arcade version of Breakout wasn't actually in color, and the colors were achieved by a plastic static cling sticker that went over the screen. It was so low-tech, but yeah, let's not talk about video games anymore, because there's already way too much. There was already 10,000 other video shows talking about video games. So, you know, when we were kids, we had to find our own fun, so, especially on a rainy day, because I remember my sister and I would, you know, when it was raining outside, we had to find ways to, you know, keep ourselves entertained. And I remember this one game we had was called... I can't even talk about it without laughing. This one game we came up with was called Nice Ladies and Stuff. And we called it that because, there was this thing where you had... One of us would be at either end of the hall, and we'd had to walk past one another while doing the same motion. And we had different names for them, and I don't remember any of them except for Nice Ladies, which was, hi, hi, hi. And we're walking down the hall while doing this. And, you know, when we pass each other, we would speed up, hi, 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 until we got to the other end. And, like, whoever got to the other end of the hall first was the winner. And we played this, like, one summer, one winter, rather, you know, afternoon. And our parents probably thought we were nuts. They were right, but, you know... We forgot about it for about a year, and then the next winter we came up with New Nice Ladies and Stuff. And New Nice Ladies and Stuff had a few... I'm sorry I'm laughing about this so much, but it's just so ridiculous. But yeah, New Nice Ladies and Stuff had a couple of changes. The first thing was, it had a theme song. And my sister came up with the theme song. I claim no credit for this. She was going to get a royalty from this video. But yeah, it had a theme song, and the theme song went a little something like this. It's New Nice Ladies and Stuff. It's New Nice Ladies and Stuff. And okay, that was the theme song to the New Nice Ladies and Stuff. And the other change of the rules was we decided that, you know, Nice Ladies and Stuff needed to be a little more exciting. So instead of, you know, continuing to do the motion as you pass one another, once you passed one another, all bets were off, and you just run to the other end of the hall, and whoever made it to the other end of the hall, and we would slam our hands on the far wall, was the winner. Now, the thing about this was whoever was going up, down the hall had the advantage over whoever was going up the hall because the last few feet, like 6 feet or so, was on linoleum floor. It was like the hall ended in the living room with the kitchen over here. The living room was over here, and that last stretch was on the linoleum floor, so you could just like skid in your sock feet to the far wall. And we found out that, well, that's all well and good, but, we kind of want it to be slipperier so we could get there faster. So we got the complete furniture polish out of the closet and sprayed it on the floor. So we were just like, zoom, and just like skidding like on ice down the hall here. A couple hours later, my dad gets home from work and goes, whoa, on this thing. And oh my God, did we ever get in trouble for that? So that was the end of nice ladies and stuff. But yeah, the other thing I remember when we were kids, summertime. It's like summertime when we were just playing outside without supervision. And first of all, people talk about this, but it was true. When you were kids, there was a lot less supervision. A lot more just running around on your own, and a lot less safety. Because I remember, I think I might have told you about this before, but our playground in elementary school. And one of these days I should tell you more about my elementary school, because every time I talk about my elementary school, people look at me like I've got 2 heads or something, because I didn't think of it was strange when I was a kid, but apparently it was very unusual. But anyway, our playground was basically, monkey bars and, what do you call it? Gymnastic bars just over hard blacktop. There was no rubber mats. There wasn't any sort of cushioning of any kind. It was just bars and asphalt. And that was it. So, I'm surprised there weren't more injuries when I was a kid. But, yeah, and the other thing we always played at the recess, well, they're just like, basically, what can you do with those big Voight balls they had for kids? There was, of course, dodgeball, which I always hated, because I was always the target for dodgeball. It's just like, let's all hit that queer Michael Oman. It's just, so, yeah, part of my warped childhood is because of dodgeball, and I always hated that. But the other ones was, kickball, of course, which is basically just baseball with this big ball that you kick instead of, hitting it with a bat. There is something else I want to tetherball, but the thing I remember about tetherball was not so much the game itself, but I remember just, when you'd be held back after school sometimes, and you'd be out, and there'd be no one else left at the school, and you just hear those chains clanging against the tetherball poles, and it was just such this really sort of eerie, lonely sound, and that will never leave my head. But yeah, there's apparently something called murder ball, which is like even more violent than dodgeball, which I don't remember ever actually playing that, but I was just saying, well, I don't want to have anything to do with that. And there were a lot of like really homophobic games, like Smear the Queer. I'm not sure what exactly that was, but people were always talking about playing it, and it was just. But the main thing I remember was Foursquare, which is basically, there are 4 squares, and you have 4 people, and, you play with the, you just basically hit it until someone, like, accidentally hit it out, and then they were out, and then you were down to 3, then you were down to 2, and, like, whoever did it without getting an out won. So it was a very simple game. And we even had a Foursquare tournament in our elementary school. But yeah, what I was talking about, going outside, just having fun. When I was a kid, we had this place called the Fields, just like up at the end of my street. You go past this, fire gate, and it was just open fields. It was just, pathways and grass, and like maybe patches of, poison oak and coyote bush, California. So we'd go up there and we'd go hunting for snakes. There was this place we used to call Spooky Hollow, which was basically, it was just this like old, creek bed, and all these willows grew there, really, really thick. And the last time I went there was actually like poison oak was kind of blocking it off. So I was thinking, how did we manage to go through life without getting poison oak all the time? And maybe my friends did, because they were a little more foolhardy than me. But I went the same places they did, so I don't know how I managed to. I never got poison oak until I was an adult. But anyway, yeah, we'd go down to this Spooky Hollow, which is just really dark, kind of creepy, and I think teenagers would go there to drink because they would leave stuff around, and yeah. And the other place we would go were like, there was these places across the train tracks and the SP tracks, Southern Pacific, and I don't know how we managed to not get killed, because those are really dangerous train tracks. If you hit it at just the right point, you can not notice that there's like a train like 30 feet away from you. But yeah, we go out to, there's this place called Wilson Point where fishermen like to go, and there's like a little bit of a beach there, a sandy beach, and there are all these like rocks that you could climb over. It was really neat. It's right by the bay. And the other place was this place that we called Monkey Island, which was not an island at all. It was just, when the Southern Pacific built that line, they just dynamite blasted a bluff so that they could get the train tracks through, and they would be more or less level with the bay. But they left a little bit of bluff just, on the far side of the train tracks from the bay. So, there's like this hill, and then this drop off where the train tracks are, and then there was another like little chunk of hill just sticking out in the bay. And that was Monkey Island, and basically the only thing that was there was one of those power poles, like telephone poles or something. And again, there's all this poison oak over that island. Not island, but that hill. But we'd go up there and run around, and we're always like hunting for snakes and stuff when we were like garter snakes when we go out on these jaunts out in the fields. And except for Monkey Island and Spooky Hollow, which is actually part of the regional parks now, and Wilson Point, the fields is all paved over now. It's all houses, so that's a part of my childhood that's absolutely gone, along with a lot of the other things that I've been talking about, like the miniature golf place with the T-Rex out front. Yeah, a lot of stuff is just gone, and life goes on, and that's kind of, I guess, the message of 2016. Life goes on. So yeah, I don't want to leave you on a down note. So just enjoy life, everybody. Here's to hoping that 2017 is a much better year. So yeah, see you around. Ollie. Hey, Ollie. Why so glum, chum? It's been 2 years now. 2 years in this miserable future. Despite all of Mr. Ehrman's promises to return us to our own time, here we still are. It's as though he's not even trying. Yes. You want I should rough him up? No, Charlie. You know I abhor violence. Well, what do you want? I just want to go home. Away from here, away from these horrible people. I mean, just look who they elected president. Ah, the elections got you all bent up, eh? To tell you the truth, I think I'd prefer Jim Blaine. How about you? Perhaps remaining here has allowed a kind of madness to set in. And I'll deny ever having said it, but I think I'd even prefer Benjamin Butler as president. Must be serious, then. It is serious. I'm not about to pretend that our time was perfect, but we never would have elected the likes of Jay Gould to public office, now would we? Well, I'd vote for him. Oh, no, you would not. Cyrus Field, maybe? Charles McCallum, as much as you play act at being an ignorant rough rider, I know that there's more than just a jot of common sense between those ears of yours. It ain't just the election. I can tell. Something else is bothering you. It's very simple, I'm afraid. I miss my home. Tell you what, Ollie, I could take you back into the city, you could poke around all the old places. How's that sound? Oh, what good would that do, Charlie? It's all ruins. Woodward's Gardens, the Grand Opera House, the Palace Hotel, Mr. Tabor's studio, it's all gone. All gone. Even my home is gone. Oh, you mean your room upstairs from Mrs. O'Malley's, the one with all the frilly lace doilies and junk. It may be modest, but it's mine. Ours, Charlie. And I miss my shop. Good morning, Mrs. Lawson. Might I say that you are just looking positively radiant today. Absolutely lovely. Might I interest you in this teapot? It's the finest china that money can buy. Oh, and I have a set of cups that would just go splendidly with it. Timmy, now go and fetch them, would you? So help me, I'm even missing Timmy. Dunno why you ever hired that kid. Oh, he was impudent and incompetent and not terribly pleasant to look at, but I think I'm just longing for any source of familiarity. Tell you what, Ollie, I was about to go out to the saloon for a day of heavy drinking. Just like any other day. But I changed my mind. What say we have Mike drive us out to that cafe in town, and I'll buy you a mug of that flowery smelling tea you like so much. Earl Grey? Anything you like. And hey, maybe if we ask real nice, he'll drive us past the construction crew. I know how you like looking at the working men. Oh, don't talk about that. Why not? You know, I think I caught that bald one with the red beard giving you the eye. Nah. I have a sixth sense about these kinds of things. You just let old Charlie grease the wheels and you could be in with this feller just like that other one that I hooked you up with, that General Lovelock. He wasn't a general, Charlie. He was just an old gold prospector in a general's uniform. Where on earth do you find such people? He showed you a good time, didn't he? Ooh, true. There's my old chum.